kausapin ang kampo po ni Vice President Sara Duterte at yung kampo ng kanyang mister. Opo. Kasi binalita natin and then kahapon ho ay nagsampa po ng kaso na laban sa mga opisyal ng Anti-Money Laundering Council and even BSP, di ba? BSP, no? Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas ay kinasuhan po nila dahil nga po doon sa paglalabas ng bank records and they're arguing na private citizens, Attorney Mans Carpio, ang kabiyak po, no? Ng ating Vice President. Si Attorney Neil Abayon, tagapagsalita ni Attorney Mans Carpio, ating pong kakausapin. Attorney Neil, magandang umaga po sa inyo, Attorney.
Hello, good morning po.
Apo.
Thank you for having me.
Live na po tayo sa DZXL. Si Ricky Rosales ito, Attorney. Opo.
Good morning, Ricky. And to all my fellow taong bayan na nanonood.
Yan.
Umaga po.
Opo. Salamat sa inyong panahon. Sige, Attorney, doon po sa mga hindi kabisado, ngayon lang ito nabalitaan na nakikinig o nanonood po sa atin, basically, ano po yung laman ng inyong isinampang kaso in relation doon sa mga nalantad niyang records, bank records po ni Attorney Mans Carpio? Attorney Neil, please.
So yung very foundation of the case that we filed is in relation to our right to privacy. But to be more specific, related siya dun sa anti-money laundering aspect of it or bank records and bank secrecy and data privacy. So yung causes of action po, yung ibig sabihin yung basihan ng kaso ni Attorney Mans is number one, a violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Act itself. Kasi absolute po dun yung prohibition under Section 8A when it comes to matters received or processed by the Anti-Money Laundering Council. Hindi po nila pwede i-reveal talaga yon according to Section 8A. And then furthermore po, in relation pa rin sa AMLA, sa Section 16 din po nun, may nakalagay kasi na hindi pwede gamitin for political reasons yung mga information na nakukuha po nung AMLC. So I'm assuming the Filipino people who is watching the impeachment proceedings can give a conclusion naman siguro in relation dun sa political persecution na possibility with what is happening po dun sa House of Representatives.
Opo.
And then yung sa bank secrecy naman po, we have a provision kasi there na absolute din po yung confidentiality rule subject to certain exceptions. So si Attorney Mans being a private individual, he is invoking the bank secrecy law. Then yung last po is under the Data Privacy Act of 2012. So the very basic po kasi sa Data Privacy Act, you cannot reveal sensitive personal information of an individual. So when we say sensitive personal information, yun po yung parang madami po siyang information regarding a certain individual na pag titingnan ng ordinary person, ma-identify o makikilala niya na ito yung taong tinutukoy ng information na yun. So na-divulge din po yung sensitive personal information. Therefore, there is the appropriate penalties din po under our Data Privacy Act. Pag improper disclosure of sensitive personal information. Basta in summary po, ang kailangan talaga tandaan ng taong bayan dito is that this mainly relates po to our fundamental right of right to privacy and confidentiality.
Sige po, well said. Attorney, ang una kong gusto mong sagutin ay ang ipaliwanag because you're arguing na pribadong citizen si Attorney Mans Carpio. Yes, that's a basic fact. Pero ang sinasabi ho ng mga nasa kabilang kampo, hindi pwedeng i-argue yun kasi kabiyak siya, asawa siya ng isang public official and vice president. Ano ho bang tingin doon ng batas at paano nyo to ina-argue ngayon sa inyong kaso?
So yung main issue kasi talaga is that what our position is that yung ginagawa ng House of Representatives in relation dun sa basis ng pagkuha nila ng records is via the subpoena is a gray area yung legal position namin doon. Kaya nga may final ding TRO previously si Attorney Mans. So therefore, since questionable yun siya, si Attorney Mans is also in the position currently na kung ano yung tingin niyang karapatan niya to question the proceedings ay ginagawa din po niya yun.
Alright.
Ganun lang po. This is basically just the rule of law po, yung legal process natin. Since may nakalagay naman po sa batas natin, very specific po actually, yung ano natin, Anti-Money Laundering Act, our Data Privacy Act na when it comes to disclosure of confidential and sensitive information, may kasama talaga siya pong penalty in summary.
Kasi po, ang narinig na rin natin, Attorney Neil, sa mga, kay Committee Chair Luis Tro at sa iba pang mga membro po ng House Justice Committee, yung sinasabi po nila din naman, quoting the law, na hindi kasama ang impeachment proceedings dito sa binabanggit po ninyong privacy, no, na stipulated sa AMLC. Now, what I'm trying to get from you ay pribado nga kasing individual si Attorney Mans, Carpio din, no? And sinasabi niyo nalalabag yung kanyang basic fundamental right. So, medyo kailangan pa rin po sigurong kaunti pang paliwanag doon sa paano natin yun, kasi nga asawa siya ng Vice President and by law, tinitingnan sila as one. So pwede ring tingnan natin, paliwanag natin in terms of property sharing, ganyang mga bagay. So paano po yun? Sa medyo layman lang, Attorney, sa mga nakikinig nanonood sa atin.
Yung dilemma po kasi talaga ngayon currently sa impeachment process, madami pang questionable areas that is subject to argument. Yun yung legal reality from our point of view.
Apo.
So yung argument po ng House of Representatives in relation na this is an impeachment process, therefore they can subpoena, so on and so forth. Yung issue lang po doon talaga currently is that when we look at the bank secrecy law, hindi kasi nakaspecify specifically kung impeachment trial proper ba or the impeachment process in the House of Representatives level. Therefore, since the Constitution provides two aspects po, may dalawa po kasing aspect yung impeachment. The initiation, which is provided specifically in the House of Representatives. Tapos yung nakalagay din po sa Article 11 ng Constitution natin, impeachment, the sole power to try is given to the Senate Impeachment Trial Court. And then makikita din po kasi natin, even in the own statements po ng House of Representatives themselves, sinasabi nila na similar to a preliminary investigation yung ginagawa nila sa House of Representatives. Therefore, if it is akin to a preliminary investigation, hindi po yun siya automatic na para siyang korte na meron siyang power to issue mga court orders. So, yun yung medyo questionable pa na we want to clarify. Kasi kung titingnan po natin, yung klaro pa lang po sa jurisprudence talaga, pwede mag-divulge ng bank records dun sa Senate Impeachment Trial Court, which is what happened po kay Senate, kay Chief Justice Corona during his impeachment before. So madami pa pong questionable areas. And then number 2 po, yung gusto ko lang din ipaintindi talaga sa lahat. If you look at the title of the impeachment complaint mismo din dun sa impeachment complaints in the House of Representatives, Attorney Mans is actually not a party to the case. Hindi po siya respondent dun. Kasi yung naka-label lang doon, the complainants versus Vice President Sara Duterte. So yun yung another questionable pa. Will a person respond even though he's not a party to that case? Kasi basic principles po of rules of procedure, you will only respond kung part ka ng case. So si Attorney Mans, to begin with, hindi po siya part ng complaints talaga eh.
Kasi nga, this is also, Attorney, in relation dun sa pinapaliwanag ni Committee Chair Luis Tro, that this is not really a forum or a space for parang yung legal battle like that, no? Parang sinasabi niya rito yung accountability. So ang intindi ko, ang appreciation ko naman doon, yung although I'm just interpreting this sa aking munting kaalaman, ay yung pagkakaano sa kanya kasi sa accountability, kasi nga asawa eh. Yung sinasabi ko kanina eh, the whole family is parang tinitingnan ho rito, at yung accounts, may mga joint accounts. May mga sinasabing gano'n. So malinaw na naman ang punto po ninyo na gray area pa nga ito. And parang
madami po talagang questionable legal area.
Nang intindi ko naman sa sinasabi ninyo, here you are going into court so the court can clarify.
Yes.
Parang gano'n.
Yun naman po kasi talaga. Ganito po yung basics talaga ng legal system natin eh. If there are justiciable controversies or legal issues, the parties themselves to a case, hindi pwede sila yung mag-decide. Kasi self-serving yung magiging arguments po eh. That's why we have to go to the proper venue, may it be the Regional Trial Court or the Supreme Court, para sila po yung ngayon magbigay ng proper clarification and interpretation of the law. Yun lang naman po yung kay Attorney Mans dito. We want everything to be clarified. And since medyo nagkakagulo na, nagkaka-commingle na yung impeachment process, so si Attorney Mans being a lawyer, of course, he will just follow what he does best is kung ano yung nasa batas po natin, ano yung causes of action niya that he is entitled to. So ganun lang po yung procedure na ginagawa currently.
Attorney, hindi ko rin alam but pardon me kung itatanong ko rin ito sa iyo. Hindi ko alam kung masasagot po ninyo ngayon kasi doon naman sa aspect na bakit ba hindi sila magpaliwanag sa impeachment hearing. Yan, meron pang hanggang bukas. Kasi ang sinasabi ni Committee Chair Luis Tro, kung ang konstitusyon ay sinasabing ito ay usapin ng legality, edi dapat sa Supreme Court or sa korte nga. Well, kung legality, Supreme Court, sabi niya. Tapos technical process sa korte. Pero since ito nga ay usapin ng accountability, dito to. And here you are, nagpapasaklolo sa korte, ito na nga yung sinasabi niya. So, parang ano ang reaksyon nyo doon? Bakit kailangan tumakbo doon at hindi magpaliwanag si Attorney Mans doon sa impeachment hearing?
So, i-reiterate ko lang, sir, going back to basics of rules of procedure. So, number one, si Attorney Mans nga po, hindi siya party respondent to the case. So, hindi siya automatic kailangan talaga to respond to it. Number two, hindi po actually nagpapasaklolo si Attorney Mans eh. Yung final po niya na case is a case with penal sanctions. So, criminal in nature po to siya. Kasi yung position niya, may ginawang violation sa batas yung certain individuals.
Okay.
So that is not actually nagpapasaklolo. Itong current case po na final. Gusto lang niya ma-determine at possibly mapa-held liable yung mga may possible violations nga po dun sa Anti-Money Laundering Act, the Data Privacy Act, and the bank secrecy natin. And then number 3 po, we have to remember yung power po kasi of judicial review of the Supreme Court under Article 8, Section 1, absolute po yun eh, as long as mapakitang may grave abuse of discretion. Therefore, even in an impeachment process, as long as the party can argue and can show, fully establish that there is grave abuse of discretion on the part of any government instrumentality po yun. No exceptions po yun eh. Pwede po talaga mag-seek ng recourse sa Supreme Court via a invoking the power of judicial review.
Alright. Sige po. So, klaro po yun. Hindi ito pagpapasaklolo, kung hindi, yun nga, pagka-clarify. Something like that.
Clarify and enforcement and protection of his right due to a possible violation of criminal laws din po natin.
Oo. And then, pangalawa, attorney, yung sinasabi rin po, I want you to respond to that, na ito kay Committee Chair Luis Tro po ito, na hindi naman bank accounts ni Attorney Mans, ni VP, yung pinag-uusapan dito kundi records ng AMLC, no? So kahit sa hearing kinaklaro nila yon na magkaiba yon, no? They are and she's very careful doon sa committee members for clarifying that. Paano niyo po yun sasagutin? Na hindi naman to bank accounts, ba't kami magkakaroon ng paglabag sa batas? Records ito ng AMLA.
Yes. So actually po yung cause of action ni Attorney Mans is not the bank secrecy law itself. Like what I've explained in the very first part of our discussion, sir, kung natandaan po ninyo, yung isa is Anti-Money Laundering Act. So if you read Section 8A of Anti-Money Laundering Act, it states there po kasi any information received or processed by the Secretariat, even after they leave office, it is subject to absolute confidentiality. So we're not talking strictly about yung mga records lang, kundi yung mga reports ng AMLA na disclose dun sa House of Representatives. Mas clear po actually yung Anti-Money Laundering Act natin regarding that, Section 8A.
Opo. And then finally, siguro, anong response po ninyo dun sa bakit ilang individual lang ang inyong kinasuhan? Why not the whole committee who is responsible for this, no? Well, siguro including the Makabayan Block na dyan. Anong response niyo po doon?
So yung simplest way to explain it lang, sir, it's because Attorney Mans believes yung mga named individuals are the most guilty. Sila yung nag-move, nag-second the motion. So yun lang po. And then kung makita po nyo sa complaint, actually, may mga John Does and Jane Does din naman po eh.
Alright.
So kung ma-establish conspiracy, other parties can still be held liable together with them.
Okay. Sige, Attorney Neil, salamat po sa inyong panahon at paliwanag. We'll be keeping in touch. Salamat po, sir.
Opo, thank you po. Thank you, my fellow taumbayan. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Si Attorney Neil Abayon, tagapagsalita po ni Attorney Mans Carpio, ang ating nakausap na